Hello family and friends, it's Rob the Sapper gardener representing Essayons Family Garden, and today we're going to do a hopefully quick mini garden tour. We've gotten a lot of snow the last few days, and we got a little bit of melt today, so I'm gonna walk around and show a few of the things that we've got despite the snow. So yeah, our snow is still here, but it has melted a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to show, we winterized our fig trees in the containers and in the ground. And the first thing I wanted to do was to show how effective it is, because we've got snow all around it, but none of the moisture or the snow is actually touching the plants on that one. This one looks like it's doing good. Of course, they still drop leaves, but it keeps the snow and the moisture off the plants. And some plants are just hardy, like our green onions. They're hardy, and then they'll pop back up as soon as it starts to warm up. And the rest of the garden is asleep. Always wonder why we said it's asleep during the winter time, but just covered in snow and cold. We've gotten a lot of stuff done. We've got the area cleared over here where we're going to put our small chicken coop, and we've got our grow bag still ready to be moved over to the new area and filled up. And we finally, pretty much, I still got to move some small stuff. We've got our area clear, so when we do get our greenhouse, which I've contacted the seller, we're going to set it up in this area next to our deck and our slow cooker. And if we have to move the slow cooker, we'll move that. We've got one of our long grow bags emptied out, ready to go over to Micro Orchard 2. And the other one is emptied, and it'll be going out to Micro Orchard 2 as soon as we get a little bit more snow melt, so we can figure out the best place to put it. This storage tote and these rain barrels, they'll be moved. So hopefully, depending on how much space we have left after we put up the greenhouse, we may put another little mini storage building right here. So we actually got above freezing today, so we got some standing water. Makes a little muddy and slippery when we come out to work, but it is what it is. And same over here. Our fig trees are covered. The ice actually helped shield it a little bit in the snow. And this one is just wrapped. It doesn't have the foam, but same result. It's dry, and when it warms up in the spring, we'll quickly come out and uncover that. So one of the things that we have to do is scoop out this old straw. It's broken down a lot, probably 50% of what it was for the most part. We got one there that's not broken down as much, but all this will get scooped out and moved over to the Micro Orchard, and we'll put new bales in here, and we'll rinse and repeat, and hopefully get another good harvest from this area this year. So one thing the snow helps us with, if you can see down there, you see little animal prints from rabbits, raccoons, squirrels, foxes, whatever is out running around in the garden. Just because you don't see the pests doesn't mean they're not here. And hopefully we don't run into a red fox back here again, but I'm sure it's sheltering somewhere in some of those fallen branches on the property. But yep, all our fig trees are nice and covered, and this is a perfect time of year to see what you need to do on your fruit trees. If you need to prune them, This one is perfect. This apple tree, I'm sorry, this nut tree, nothing needs to be done to that, and usually that's the case. Your nut trees don't take a lot of pruning, but your fruit trees like apples, yep, these will take a lot. So I'll actually come back out, because you can see when you get branches that cross like these, you got to cut those apart. And you basically just want to shape up your tree so that each branch has some access to light and air, and they're not crowding and crossing over each other. So this one will get a good pruning today, or maybe this weekend. I actually came out after work today because we had a little bit more light. And this one needs a lot of pruning, so this one will get the most aggressive, and hopefully they shape up good and give us a good harvest this year. We'll actually prune a lot off of the right side where those little discs are hanging, and try to pull some of those branches that are going straight up, which you don't want. You want your branches to fan out from the tree. And one of the things that you can do is you can actually add some weight to pull those down, or you can tie them down. And I will probably use a combination of both, and we'll see how those turn out. But we're pretty confident. We did have apples on these this year, despite some damage they took a few years ago. And we think they're about ready to start producing, so we can have abundant fruit. Yep. Probably can't see it as well on the camera, but these are nice and dry inside. Little condensation when it warms up above freezing, but much better than if they were soaked with rain and turned to ice. Yeah, and we need to trim up our kiwi vines a little bit. They're pretty much all over the place. You don't have to trim them as much as you do the apples, but you do want to shape them up good so they don't overtake the property or overtake other trees and plants on your property. Yeah, this is another example of a apple tree that is pretty good as far as being trimmed, but then you get branches like this one that's just all up in the business, and we'll either try to weigh it down so that it comes out from the tree, or we'll just cut that off, because you don't need any branches touching each other or any branches that are close. But for the most part, this one is pruned really well, except for a few that are gonna get cut. Like even something small like this, you just don't want that. So you want to take whichever branch is the healthiest and keep that, and cut those other smaller ones so that you have a healthy fruit tree. But that's pretty much what you want, except for a couple of those small ones. And I'll bring you guys back when I do trim those up. So really not too much else to show other than a little bit of snow. I think we got maybe 4 or 5 inches, and we're gonna get more this weekend, but hopefully I can get stuff done. Our John Deere is covered in snow, and I gotta fix a flat over here, and then hopefully the ground freezes again where I don't have to worry about it being muddy. And then I can use the John Deere to take this old soil over and dump it on the hugel mounds. We'll have this area clear, and we can schedule our greenhouse delivery. So we're gonna get back inside. It's still cold out here. It's above freezing, but barely above freezing. And I'm cold. I got my, let me see if you guys can see it. Got my back to the roots sweatshirt top on. It's keeping me warm, but I don't think anything light will keep us warm when it's cold out like this. But it's nice to go out and work in and not get too overheated. So, as always, this is Rob, the Sapper gardener, representing Essayons Family Garden, saying God bless our great country, America, you, wherever you reside around the world, your garden, your harvest, your kitchen, your meals, and especially your family, especially during these troubled times. Take care. Sapper out.